This is before trustable, remarkable, all that stuff. First of all, you need traffic to your website. And so if you want to see, I've done a search from February 1st to February 1st, 2021 to 2022. So we have a whole year's worth of traffic. And so this is cool. This to me is like, when someone's like, well, Jeff, what are you gonna do with our traffic? What do you do with our website? I'm like, first things first, slow down. What's your traffic doing? Ask your customers, what are they actually doing on your website? That's gonna be where we wanna start. First things first, Carter, one of our teammates, wrote a blog post back in 2019 called How to Get Your Facebook Page Back. This blew up. This still is our #1 traffic provider. It got so much traffic, got like 70 some comments to the point where Carter actually had to shut it down. This accounts for like half of our traffic on our website still. So coming in at #1 is how to get your Facebook page back. That's about 50% of our traffic to one blog post. Think about that. That's crazy. Next is 30 podcast episodes you need to listen to before you die. This one still gets a lot of traffic. This is over 10% of our traffic comes to this website or this page. This came out of part of content we always say to people, like, what lists do you know that no one else knows? Like, pick your industry and start writing a list. If you do basement bracing, list all the different manufacturers or suppliers that you would use. If you sell pools, list your top 10 pool companies. Lists work really well. Also, I find when people need things to listen to, like, Jeff, do you have a recommendation on podcasts? I'm like, no, I have 30. My homepage is next. Now, if your homepage isn't #1, that's kind of odd, but if it isn't, that means you have a great content strategy, which, not to pat ourselves in the back, but I think we've got to do. Fourth is what is flexing and why you shouldn't. This talks a lot about, you call it peacocking, you call it showing others what you're worth or your value. There's an ego side to this that every time you stroke your ego now needs to get stroked more and more. And so part of me, I think this one blew up too, just because I'm sure in the social media world, you could call it, someone that only posts vacation photos or someone that only posts when they buy a new car. So to me, it's my encouragement to mix it up. Show the other side of life. Show when you're struggling. Show when you're having a bad day. Next is entrepreneur or pyramid scheme. I actually got in trouble for this post. Somebody actually, when Eddie was with us, somebody actually flagged him down. Was like, hey, you got a blog post on your website I don't appreciate. And it was this one, but I'm sorry, if you're a part of a pyramid scheme, I have to call you out on that. And obviously that one's very popular. It made its rounds on Reddit at one point, which is pretty funny. Next, #6, how Facebook influences elections. This one I watched, I believe is The Great Hack. And then also there's a podcast where this journalist is asking a question, can you influence an election using Facebook? And he actually sets up this experiment and it works. The experiment, like he was doing research and it actually worked. It was crazy. #7, the most infamous street artists of all time. These are all my most famous, Banksy. It's all my favorite Banksys from all over the world. And so they're just little pictures, but I'm sure it's a cool list of Banksy material. Next, tools. This is the first page on our website that shouldn't necessarily be coming up, but customer service is basically a list of questions. And I could see that being valuable if you're in the customer service world and you're trying to do a strategy. You could easily look into that. That could help out. Next is about. People always want to know who is working at your company. We tell this to people all the time. Throw your about, actually care about your About Us page. If you don't get traffic, that's because people don't care about you. That's terrible. So I do think that's a really good page to gauge traffic or gauge if people actually appreciate your website on. Last, #10. By the way, I think you are awesome. It's a poem from myself. So content strategy is all over the place. It's lists, it's solving problems, it's very big pages if you care about them, but also write from the heart, talk from the heart. If something really pisses you off, talk about it. That's gonna be a great blog post. Lastly, I think #1 we learned is solve a problem. Carter's blog post on how to get your Facebook page back blew up traffic for the last 3 years. Think about that. If you could write a blog post that blows up traffic for 3 years, I would do it. Hey, thanks for learning with me. If you have any, this is in if you go into analytics, go into behavior, site content, all pages, you can check this out. Also, we track this year on year, compare. We'll do another one of these soon though. Okay, bye.